Welcome back. This is TV47 Prime. And now we're just going to jump all the way to KCC and John Stanley Nyaringita to tell us what's happening over there. So many big wins, so many prizes being awarded. And don't forget that our guests are already here. So Stanley, what's happening over there?
Most definitely, Wakio Mzenge. We're here at KICC. It is the 14th edition of the Kalasha International Film and TV Awards. It is definitely looking lovely, and right next to me is definitely, she's a presenter looking lovely. You know, oh, you're looking lovely. Shiksha Arora, and she's going to be telling us more about, you know, what has been happening. The president has spoken, but before I tell you what the president has said, I definitely want to know what Shiksha is feeling right now. She's going to be telling us the word that she has, Positive Impact Content Creator of the Year. Shiksha. Yes.
Such a surreal moment because I received this award from the president, which felt great. When him saying my name, it was a big day. It was a great feeling, quite surreal. It's even more special because I didn't just want to win for being a content creator. I wanted to win for being the most impactful one. And creating a positive impact in society is something that I'm very passionate about. It's something that truly fulfills me. So the fact that I actually managed to win for this particular title, this particular category, it means the world to me. This award isn't for, you know, just Shiksha Arora. It's for people who actually allowed me to share their stories. For the newspaper seller, for the matatu driver, for the mamamboga, for the taxi driver. All these people, they didn't have voices, but because they decided to lend their voices to me and they allowed me to tell their stories. So this award is for them, and I just want to say a big thank you to all the people who really were vulnerable enough to share their stories with me and were able to open up to me and tell me about the problems that they're going through, the issues that they have, the challenges that they're facing, and the fact that I was able to impact their lives positively in a way. So that means the world to me.
Right. Shiksha, my final question would be, you're on TV, you're on film as well as digital content creation, that whole cycle, and the clarion call that has been there is reinventing yourself as a filmmaker, film producer in the digital age right now. You've heard what the president has said, you know, pumping in money for this particular industry, the creative economy, all these promises. What do you think about them?
We have some of the most talented creatives in the country, you know, when it comes to actors, content creators, directors, you know, makeup artists, graphic designers, animators, you name it. We have the power, we have the talent to compete internationally. We have what you call the standard to not just be Kenyan creators, but to be global creators. So I'm so glad that this is our time to shine. We're finally getting the recognition we deserve. And the fact that the government is now going to be allowing us to experiment more and to give resources to this creative sector that has been undermined for a very long time, it actually is a great win for the creative economy. And I do hope that every creative person, every creative in the country right now is seeing this as a big win for us. And I hope they take advantage on this day for this opportunity that we've been given by the president. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Even as we're going to exit here, we're waiting for the tribe as well.
Yes, Tribe 47 coming up next in the next few minutes. Make sure you watch. By the way, I'm going to go change and I'm going to be jamming with you on Tribe 47. So make sure you tune in for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
TV 47 for the win.
Oh yes, this is Cape Media's own very much Shiksha Arora. Definitely, even before the president had spoken, giving all these particular promises, particularly to this, you know, film producers, film directors, the actors themselves. The next person I want to talk to comes all the way from the coast region, just to, you know, tell us how the, you know, industry has been for him as well. Karibu sana ndugu. Tasimama hapo, looking sharp kabisa. Unajisikiaje?
Najisikia vulai, najisikia mufti, najisikia murwa kabisa. It's all hugs and kisses, rainbow, and even though it's at night, I can still feel the sunshine, man. Look at everybody here, man. We are sharing love, we're sharing joy in film, it's amazing, man.
Lakini sukari yenu mmebeba kila kitu.
Sukari ni tamu, nakwambia sukari ni tamu. Sukari, the film that I was featured in as a supporting actor. By the way, I'm nominated right there as best supporting actor in a film. I'm yet to go in Nisikize kama I'm the winning guy or the other person, but Sukari has already scooped the award for Best Director, which is Omar Hamza, who is not only the director, but also the scriptwriter and the producer. Yeah.
Hey, wacha niache kukimbia pale ndani uone kama kila kitu iko sawa.
I'll see you. Let's
Kabisa.
go, baby, let's go.
Wakio, the next person, because the president had talked about this particular month, the 26th of this month, is going to be having a meeting with representatives of Grammy, just to ensure that Kenya is positioned very well when it comes to the Grammy Awards. The next person I want to talk to is Public Affairs from the US Embassy, just to give us an update. How is Kenya's film industry from the vision of the United States, the vision of Grammys? How possible is it? Welcome, sir.
Hi.
Kindly tell us your name, your official role, and Kenya's vision when it comes to the Grammys and even hosting. The president says that the whole vision of having Kalasha being Africa's Oscar and such like. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm Drew Giblin, Counselor for Public Affairs from the U.S. Embassy, and I just want to say what a privilege it was to be here tonight with Kenya's talent. I'm a humble diplomat. The moment we are in right now is about big bridge building between the United States and Kenya. We are working really hard on creative industry partnership from the U.S. mission side. Why are we doing that? It's because our industry is telling us that. Whether it's the Grammys, the NBA, Hollywood production houses, we had a major creative economy forum here last year. It reminded me of this night, and we're being informed by our partners, our industry, that there's world-class talent here, and that there's a pathway to success. So that's what we're trying to facilitate. I think some of the meetings and engagements that the president spoke about and others, that's exactly the way to do this. And so we want to sit people at the table as best we can over and over and over again. But the message tonight is Kenyan talent is world-class, just like everybody said in that room, and America sees that, and we're proud to be partnership builders in that regard.
Right. So thank you very much, sir, and we definitely hope to hear more from you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Representative from the U.S. Embassy when it comes to matters public relations, just talking to us about the Grammy Awards. It's going to be big, the 27th of this month. The president says that he's going to be having a meeting, and just to really see the kind of outcomes that will be shaping from that particular interview. Wakio, it's a mixed bag of emotions at this particular place at KICC. As I conclude, the president has also said that the State House is bidding to host the 15th edition of Kalasha International Film and Festival Awards next year. So something also to look out for. More details coming your way, particularly on our digital platforms, so stick around for that. But back to you in studio. My name is Stanley Nyaringita.
Oh my goodness. The energy from there at KCC, it's palpable. You can literally taste it. I am definitely suffering from FOMO right here. But there is also a very interesting conversation that we prepared for you. And because of you, we are back to the conversation of trying to unpack the different phases of loneliness. And we're doing this because this topic has become very popular and there's a lot of questions being asked around it. So we are definitely joined by the gurus themselves in the house. I said our guests already here, so give a round of applause and welcome to Pastor Sue.
Thank you so much.
And Pastor Sam Sengo. How are you guys? How are you doing?
Yeah, well, God is good.
Amen.
Yeah, we thank God.
How's your week been? I saw you at a concert.
I love
We are
music.
stalking you.
I love music. I'm a musician.
Yes.
So
Wow.
I enjoy when I go to platforms where there's excellent music.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
How has your week been, though?
My week has been awesome.
Yeah.
I've been with the patients, treating them from morning till evening. I'm alone. Pastor Monene is not around, so I'm feeling so lonely today. I was sharing that with Pastor Sam and the wife, and I was telling them I've not been left. We are always together with Pastor Monene, so being alone, I'm just feeling funny. I'm just feeling I'm missing someone.
Wow.
But he's coming soon, so...
He's coming soon like Jesus. Jesus is coming soon.
But my week has been awesome, sweetheart.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I've also had a really, really good week.
Wow. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot.
Yes.
It's growth every single day. So that's
Very
really, really
true, very
exciting.
true.
Now, I had this scenario that was playing in my mind as we were thinking of going back to this conversation to unpack the whole thing about loneliness. And you remember that you had said there were like 8 different types of loneliness.
Yes.
And I think we talked about only 2.
Yes.
But a question came into my mind. Is it possible that also when you have support, that support could actually push you deeper into loneliness. Let me give you an example of when, especially for women, when you start talking to someone and you're telling them about maybe fears or things that you're going through, and then instead of just giving you a listening ear, they start giving you advice, which you do not want. And obviously you start feeling like you need to detach from them.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a possibility that sometimes some interrelationships could actually push you deeper to loneliness and actually solve it? Yeah. Let's start there.
Wow. Pastor Sam.
It's an amazing yes. point to start because it's very interesting how at times people come, mostly for us who are always talking to people, and people come and talk to you, and weird enough, they're not expecting solutions.
Yes.
As we know, when you talk to us, we will give you solutions, because we know God has graced us with information to be able to help you navigate your path in terms of just getting rid of what you're going through. And I think because of the constant feeling of I have no one to talk to who can understand me, people just want to vent out. People want to talk out. One of the things, Waki, I realized this week about loneliness, it's very interesting. I've been dealing with many people who are actually lonely.
This week?
Yes.
Oh, well, was it a premonition?
And they're calling and they're saying, hey, I've been like this, I've been like this. What you said really made sense for me because I came to realize two things about lonely people. There are two thought lines that always run in their minds. Number one, I am no one.
Oh.
And number two, I have no one. So those are the two constant lingering thoughts in their minds. Because when someone feels I am no one, even if they come to you, Akio, to talk to you about their issues, because they feel a sense of no worth. So even if they're telling you things, it's like they're stripping themselves naked for you to do nothing.
Wow.
And it's a very interesting state to be in because such a person is a person who has given up life and slowly is actually dying slowly. We will see this later how people begin to die emotionally before they even die physically.
Yes.
Because now that aspect of I am being eaten from inside and there is no one who can fill this void. Because I think that void that is inside is what people always want to articulate. But now the moment they come to talk to you, they don't want help. The reality of the matter is they need that help, but they don't want it.
So why are they asking? This is very confusing.
They're asking because I need someone, I'm looking for someone to help me. Not that they found someone, they're looking for someone. So they will come to Pastor Sue, they will talk to Pastor Sue about the same thing. They'll come to you, Akio, they'll talk to you about the same thing. They'll come to me and talk to me about the same thing. It is not because they want to vent out. Mostly happens with the ladies. It's because they're looking for the right person to be able to see whether this is a landing bay where I can land my emotions on so that I get help from them. A good example, although I will use it as an example. If you read Genesis chapter 2 from verse 18 to verse 21, God comes and says, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make for him a suitable helper. When you go to verse 19, it comes and Bible says, and he brought the animals to him to see what he would name them. So the animals were brought to Adam.
Wait.
Yes.
It's a long story, I know.
I may just know a good thing.
The good thing now comes in later.
Yes.
And the idea was, because God gave man free will, God wanted him to choose for himself a suitable helper.
So he was to choose either from the animals. Oh,
and that
my
is why maybe this
goodness.
is a story for another day. You will realize when a man or a woman are angry with each other, they will call themselves animal names.
Sips water.
And it's a very interesting mindset because it's in a way, why did I bring this story up is because anytime I'm talking to people about my issues, I'm not really looking for a solution, but I'm looking for someone who can act as a pillow and someone who can act as a cushion to land on so that I can feel comfortable with my issues.
Wow. Wow. Where does that take us, especially as women?
Yeah.
Is this why you end up in very toxic relationships?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah?
yes.
Have you experienced that with maybe those that you treat or those who come to you for advice, that they've ended up in toxic relationships because they were looking for this healing somehow and they got it in the wrong places?
Yeah, it's very common what Pastor Sam is saying, and I think it's actually epidemic. In the sense that you will find someone coming and they want to share their issue, and it's like they don't want an answer. They just want to talk, and I'm like, okay. And then when I try to give you suggestions, you find them telling you no. And you find even after maybe 2 months or 6 months, the issue is still there. And nothing has really changed. But they have seen so and so and so. I thought that's a challenge. But I think it comes from people who have low self-esteem. You see, when you have low self-esteem, as he has said, you have no self-worth. You feel like you are the cause. Sometimes you feel like it is caused. You are in a confusion of thoughts. And that's where now you find loneliness getting so deep in the life of someone. And when you think that you're going to get into a relationship to overcome this, you find you also get deeper. Yeah. Because you always attract somebody who has the same energy that you have. That's why you find most of the toxic women or men who have come out from a relationship, when they go and they want to remarry, you find they also get another person who is camouflaged the first time like a good person, or a good woman, a good man. Then after a few days you realize, no, this one is even worse than the other. And that's why statistically it has been shown that the more you keep on divorcing, the chances of divorcing and remarrying are higher than someone who is struggling with their marriage to work. The more you keep on remarrying, the higher chances of divorce for you. Because there's something, you have an emptiness. You have emotionally and spiritually, you are empty. And you are looking for someone to fill that vacuum. And the challenge is not people. It is because you are broken. You are hurting from the inside. And this comes right from childhood. It's important for you to know this loneliness just does not begin, when someone is, even if it may, most of them, 90% is the people who grew up without being affirmed, as we said in the other episode. So you find girls and men who are not affirmed, who are not given affection, they were not given time to vent out, to speak their mind. They were condemned before they spoke. That gives them a very low self-esteem. And when it comes now to relating with people, they feel like people are judgmental, like they're not going to understand me. Even if they come and tell you, nobody understands me. Will you also understand me? And they keep on warning you. You are a counselor, a profession, you are maybe even a medical person, but they keep telling you, and I hope what I'm telling you, you're not going to go and share. They even don't know the ethics. They don't know the professional ethics. They keep on questioning, and I hope you're not going to share with anyone. And you're like, is it that this person doesn't trust me? And why then did you choose me? So if you have not met such people as a therapist or as a pastor or someone, you can get easily confused and get offended by them. But when such people come, just know that inside they are broken. These are people who are so broken by issues of life. Probably they trusted someone and then broke them up, and especially people who give all. And it's important for people to know, much more as you're dealing with people, leave 80%, 10%, 20%, so that if someone frustrates you, you have a fallback. You don't trust somebody 100%. The only person who should be given 100% is God. Because God should be number one.
Okay.
God should be number one.
So you don't trust Pastor Munene?
Not that I don't trust him, but I give him,
80%.
It is 80% because...
We have agreed.
Yeah, it is 80% because he's human. So there are times I would expect him to do something, and I find he has not done. Yet in my mind, I knew he will do it.
Correct.
So if I have left that 20%, I will say, but I expected this. So I will not hurt myself. But when you trust someone fully 100%, then when something goes haywire, that's where you find people getting broken. Sorry to divert a little bit. Pastor, I'm sure you have encountered these people who have lost, and I'm saying this with a lot of respect, who have lost their husband, they have lost their dear ones, they have lost their children. I'm one of them. And so you find immediately after the death, the departed one, they crash, they go down, down, down to the grave. That's a sign that they had put their whole trust, hope in the life of their wife, in their life of the husband, in their children, and there was no room for anything else. And so when the unexpected happens, they are so broken They even become insane completely, mental illness. And you find them deteriorating until they go to the grave with their daughter, with their son, with their mother, with their father. Why? Because they had not left that gap. It's very important to know that life can expand you. Sometimes you may be expanded when you don't want. You need to have that space so that you can be able to be puffed up by life and at the same time be squeezed, and you still maintain your sanity. And that comes when you know that loneliness can be part of your life, but you know how to get out of it very fast. And how do you get out of it? Number one, you must have self-affirmation. There's nothing so powerful like looking yourself in the mirror and speaking to you, the little girl, the teenage girl, the big woman and the big man. Speak to that person and tell them the good things that they are, the things that you have heard about other people. If you are a Christian, the things that you have heard about the Word of God. Self-affirmation is so powerful. It eliminates some of these challenges and some of these things that may come in life that may break you completely, you know, and make you useless completely. Like I was handling a young boy, and he was telling me after the mother lost, I think, their sister, life has been zero. He's the one bathing the mother. She can't bathe, she can't eat, she can take a knife and start, you know, hurting herself. Why? The daughter was everything to her because she's the one who was financially stable in their family. So it's like the mother saw the hope is gone. But you see, if this woman understood that this girl was just, what did I say, a source? No, a resource, not a source. God is your source. Your daughter, your son, your income, your business is a resource. You will still go back again to God and tell him, what is plan B now? This was my plan. And that's where you get now that inner strength that helps you to move on from something. But when you don't have plan B, or you don't have plan B, a God, I tell you, life can crush you through loneliness. Absolutely. And now, because that's what you are holding on, you keep wondering, what will people say? In fact, people die because what will people say? And they knew very well, my daughter and my son, they were my anchor. But when you know that God is your anchor, a deity, because we are talking to everyone, whatever you believe in, that you have another inward strength, supernatural strength, that strengthens you from within, you may be down, but slowly but surely you will rise up. So there is hope.
That's really, really powerful. You know, grief and loss are very difficult to navigate. Yes, exactly. But that has just reminded me of a story that was written by John C.B. Okumu. He wrote this collective of plays, and there's one monologue there called Elements. There's a character called Dana. This Dana has been born from a father who's half Indian and half Kenyan.
Yes.
And her mother is half Jamaican and half, I think it was Italian or something. But the thing with this Dana character is that she had a problem navigating her identity. And she was not finding a place where she could belong. And it ended up affecting also how she carried herself, her relationships with her spouse. She went to marriage too, yeah?
Yes.
They say three. They say three is a charm, but now to clash, we were all hopes of going to number three. But yeah, so she really ended up hurting her relationships also with the children that she had.
Wow.
And that's my question to you, especially Pastor Sam. Is this what you define as the cultural loneliness, where you actually cannot find a place that you belong culturally?
Yeah. What happens, Akio, is every human being has a strong affinity towards human belonging.
Wow.
And human belonging is in different phases. Before even you talk about cultural loneliness, what happens is the moment a child is born, they want to identify. So that aspect of identity always makes them to lean towards a certain way of living, a certain way of thinking, even their speech. You'll realize children born out from rich families speak in a certain way. Children born out of from poor families speak in a certain way. So that need for human belonging is usually what pushes people to want to feel like they're part of a system.
Yeah.
So what happens is you are this, let me use a good example from the Dana character, away from the, rather, Pastor Sue can understand this best. A marriage setup.
Yes.
You'll realize nowadays, Wakio, many marriages are intercultural.
Yes.
And one of the biggest challenges, my wife even had that when the time we got married, because she's Kisii, I am Luo. And now there's a way Kisiis have been raised, and there's a way they do life, and there's a way they live. Then there's a way Luos live, there's a way we do life, and there's a way we just think generally. And I remember the moment we got married, and I took her home to Ushago, and then they're telling her, dude, you need to cook ugali so that we can confirm that you are really a wife.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay.
And my aunties were there, so I'm looking at them weirdly. I'm like, dude, she's my wife. I brought her here, not you guys. And you didn't request me to bring her here. And I remember, my wife saying, it's okay, I will try do it just to please them. And I told them, no, don't do it, because it's not part of what, I didn't marry you to come cook for them ugali.
Wow.
You are my wife. You're not our wife.
Pastor.
I like that.
You're not a community wife.
You're not a community wife.
Thank you.
The moment she came, and to some extent, I started noticing some certain emotional, she started going down emotionally. Withdrawing.
Yeah.
Anytime we think about going to Ushago, she wouldn't want to, because she remembers, I will meet those two weird looking aunties who will force me to do things, to carry a jerry can to go to the river to get water. And my wife has been brought up well.
Yes.
So Pastor Sue she's exactly Pastor Sue.
Exactly.
Pastor Sue understands.
Yeah, I understand.
You don't understand.
She's brought up well. She's from a well-off family.
Okay.
Yeah,
so some things she's not used to.
Yeah.
And the moment now you get married, because very many marriages break up because of cultural isolation.
Wow.
I'm feeling like I don't belong. Cultural loneliness is usually that feeling of, I feel like I don't belong in this culture. I've gotten married to this person, but I feel like I don't belong with these people.
Yes.
And now because we got married, I don't have an escape plan. So I have to stick here.
For the sake of my
and it has killed very many sana women. Because we usually say that it's women who are married off. So now you leave your home and you blah, blah, blah. So what happens is many women struggle with the reality of, I am part of a new culture. I'm being forced to be part of this culture. I've constantly had my wife being asked, can you speak Luo? Can you speak Luo? I'm like, dude, she's Kisii.
Yeah.
She's not Luo.
Yeah.
Yes, she's married in a Luo family. We don't speak Luo in the house, so you don't expect her to speak Luo. So, and in some way, such thoughts, such cultural, I would call it being forced to be part of a certain culture, tends to make many people to send to kind of lean back and pull back and pushes them into very serious loneliness.
Wow.
Where we can go to Ushago and you're noticing your wife does not want to interact with anyone.
With anyone.
Because that level of isolation is very, 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 very severe, because at times it kills them slowly without you knowing.
But you see, I think it's quite a dicey topic here, because what happens is you have joined this family.
Yes.
And there's cultural things that your children will be participating in.
Yes.
So learning them also becomes kind of important for you to know. So balancing the two so that you don't lose your own identity, but also you're able to fit in. Because what happens is, if people now in a party and they're speaking their language and you cannot know, so of course you start feeling like you're isolated.
True,
but beyond families and beyond relationships, let's talk about children who actually go abroad to study.
Yeah. I was coming to that, but
because it's not just it's not just about marriage, you know. Like you go to a foreign country and you are meeting new people. They are speaking maybe even a different language. Of course, there are cultural shocks that you will experience.
Yes.
How do you navigate that? And what do we define it? Because we were looking at the types, the faces of loneliness. Pastor Sue, maybe you want to take.
Wow, thank you so much, Wakeo. I just want to say that it's a shock. Every time you leave the environment, your comfort zone, and you go to a new environment. And Pastor Sam had also talked about it even when it comes to the place of work, that you find the people that are on the top are very lonely people. And so the same thing happens to our children when they go out of the country and they have to learn a new language, probably learn how to eat foods that they have never eaten, learn to dress in a certain way. Probably in Kenya there is no winter. Where you have gone now, you have to know how to dress. You don't know where to get these things. You have to keep on asking people, and people are wondering, where do you come from? Because we tend to to handle people with the environment that we have grown up in. So if you come and ask me, you want to buy clothes for winter, I wonder, where are you not an American? Are you not are you not from London? You know, this that mentality. So at the end of the day, you find it psychologically affects the person who has actually gone to this new place. But I want to say, and that's also the same thing that happens also to our children when they go for boarding school, and even when they are on, even not even boarding school, even when they are opening first term, second term, when you take them, they start crying. And you're just leaving. Sasa mamu unaniacha, dadu unaniacha. And you're like, my goodness, did you not know that you're coming to school? But we also experienced that. It's that loneliness. And the first 1 week, 2 weeks, teachers can tell you, students are in class, but they look absent-minded. Why? There's that attachment. They're trying to get now into school, and at the same time, they have the memories of home. You know, probably they left, home is not okay, mommy and daddy were not okay. Kwanza, when mommy and daddy were not okay, that loneliness can really even take a whole term, and a child does not perform as they're supposed to perform just because they wonder whether they will find mom dead or daddy okay. So when there is more physical fight, an emotional fight with the parents, children are more affected. But if they come from a family whereby the mother and the father are okay, they even give them a farewell, you know, party, there's a way you accept that as a human being, because as Pastor Sam has said, we are a relational being. You feel, wow, but they released me with a blessing. They told me to come and study. There are words that are coming in your mind, in the subconscious mind that you stored, and somehow you're able to settle. But it's not easy, but that's part of life. And so people need to understand that when you go in a new environment, in a new school, in another country, you will experience those loneliness, you know, moments. And what you need to do is to accept that this is normal, and then work it out slowly but surely, you know, accept and then create a network just within that you can be able to feel you are part of the community that you have come in. And I always say, when you go in a new place, first of all, observe. Don't first of all talk much, just observe, learn, listen more than even responding, so that you may understand the dynamics of these people. How do they live? So that by then you're able to look for you can look for your space.
You can navigate and find your place.
Oh yes,
there.
okay.
But now I'm interested with those people who have let their children go. How can they contribute towards helping their children avoid that loneliness? What advice would you have for parents who have their children maybe studying abroad? What some of the things that they can do to make sure that their children don't get into the loneliness, which ends up in depression? Then you hear somebody is taking into drugs and, you know, crime and stuff like that. What can we do as parents?
Anytime a child is going abroad, it's never an accident. It's a pre-planned thought.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And because it's a pre-planned thought, it means that preparation becomes very important. The Bible says that a horse is prepared for the day of battle. So the preparation in terms of just preparing your child mentally, emotionally, concerning where you're going is very important. I remember the first time I traveled abroad, I was sat down by someone who had lived there and told me, you know, the foods are like this, the people are like this. If it's a country where there's, you know, racism, this is how you'll react, this is how you'll talk. And parents need to really be intentional in terms of preparing their children for these new cultures. Because that cultural shock leads to what we call cultural isolation, where you go to a certain state in the US where we only find Kikuyus. It's not that they want to live together. It's because they don't want to associate with other cultures, because they're protecting themselves from the negativities that they found there. I know places where there are only Kisis, and they call them Kisi Ndogo. So what happens is prepare your child mentally, prepare your child emotionally. Let them know that this is what you're going to meet. These are the kind of people you're going to meet. These are the kind of people you're going to interact with, so that they don't lose themselves, because they can lose themselves and also lose you in the process. Where your child comes back home and they are a totally different person. And because now you didn't prepare them, you tell them, this is home, that is where you're going to study. I don't know whether you've ever had these people who say, me, I'm not going back home. Nimeenda majuu, I'm not going back home. It's at times common. The culture shock there usually finds them unprepared. So they find, a good example is children who just finish Form 4 and go to campus. you'll realize in the first year of most students, that is where drugs are exposed to them.
Yes.
A lot of sex is exposed to them. A lot of weird dressings is exposed to them. And in the process, if they are mentally not prepared, I love what my mom always does. Every time either of my cousins are going to school, they bring them to her and she sits them down and tells them, this is the ABCD, ABCD. You need to, I know this, you need to understand this. When the boys come to you and talk to you like this is how you respond. And what she does is she prepares them mentally. So when they come back home, they tell her, but then I thank God you told me this. I thank God you prepared me for this. For example, I go to a country that has winter. In Kenya, we don't have winter. Prepare your child for winter. You know, I have a neighbor in Loresho who is not a neighbor. I usually see him often when I'm doing my morning jogs. He's always walking with his child in Kenya. The child was born in Kenya. He's a Mzungu. He's always walking with this child in cold, akiwa na t-shirt. In Kenya, you know, you, as a parent, you
mvalishe sweater, mazi, gloves,
mboshori and everything. But now, the day we asked him, why do you leave your child like this? Then he told us something very, very powerful. That my child will not live in Kenya forever. So I'm preparing him that when we go back to the UK, when he finds winter, he won't be shocked. When we go back to the US, when he finds winter, he won't be shocked. His body will have already
adjusted. Yeah.
Wonderful.
But as you were talking, I was remembering the conversation we had last week.
Yes.
And we talked about how you can be with people, but you are still lonely.
Yeah.
My question to both of us is, how can you, are there certain telltale signs? Or how can you identify that somebody is actually lonely within your midst so that you can be able to address it? Are there some signs that you can see?
Yeah, there are some signs that you can see, especially if you find yourself, the things that you loved, you no longer have interest. For example, you could be someone who loves listening to music, football, anything, but you find you have no interest. You just feel you want to be alone. That's a sign that all is not well. Sometimes you may find yourself, you just want to, when someone calls you, you feel like you don't want to pick the phone. It's like, hutaki kuongea. Those are signs to tell you something is not okay, because that's not you. And probably this person is someone you have related with, and so you know them. You know what they stand for. Si ati wanakupigia wakuitishe pesa, you know, but you just feel you don't want to pick. Other times you feel, those people who are lonely are also very much unkept. You find you don't want to shower. You just begin by that. Or when you get into the bathroom, you stay for a very long time. Unakaa tu, uko na kiti, maji tu inamwagika, and someone is thinking, what are you, ni nini unaosha for almost 1 hour? Those are signs to tell you all is not well. Or you just dress funny. You just dress, an occasion, but you are coming funny. You are not,
sorry,
you're not smart. You are not smartly dressed for the occasion. Other times you may feel you don't want to eat. Other people feel they don't want to eat. You find like if you're taking like 2 meals, you just feel like you want to drink water. Na si ati unaomba. Those are the things to tell you all is not well. There are times you also find these people have no joy. There are 3 things that you will find. People who are lonely have no joy, they have no peace, they don't want love. They reject any person who shows them any affection. They don't want, they reject. And yet you are genuine. Probably just tell them you are beautiful. Beautiful for what? You get the point. You said something genuinely and the answer is, wow. You tell them you are smart. What do you mean smart?
Very defensive,
very shattering.
Guarded.
Yeah, just know this person is not okay. And don't get offended with them. Just know there's something that is going in their mind that disconnects them from people, and they just want to be alone. Other times you find, I don't know whether you have gone for meetings or even church or wherever, and you find someone is just somewhere and they're not in a phone. They're just there and watching. That's someone who is, you are with people, but you just feel like you don't belong. You see that? So such people, such signs is a sign to tell you that all is. Others, they close themselves in their bedroom, especially our children. You find them just closed. They just want to stay with the gadgets. They are not talking. And when you answer, if you ask them something, they give you headlines. Nimeosha. Nimefungua, you know.
Sasa wanasemanga hiyo ni teenage life.
Yes, no.
Teenagers wakifika hapo. So how will you distinguish between these are teenage rants and this is loneliness?
Do you know what, by the way?
Yes.
If you raise your children well, the so-called teenage rants
they will not happen.
Because I used to find myself weird because when I got to teenage, I never had teenage tantrums. Because my dad and my mom brought me up well. By the time I was getting to 12, 13, 14, I was a solid man who knew himself, who knew, like, I had confidence with myself. Because a lot of withdrawn teens is usually actually a sign that something is not right.
So they're probably feeling misunderstood.
Rejected.
There's what is called interpersonal loneliness, actually what you've just brought up.
Yes.
Interpersonal loneliness is a state where someone feels like their social needs cannot be met by the people around them.
Oh my goodness.
So what happens is a child, a teenager in the house who doesn't want to talk to mom, doesn't want to talk to mom, to dad, doesn't want to talk to the siblings, locks themselves in the room, or when they're in the dining table, they're always on their phones, on their gadgets, and they don't want, at times it's usually a mindset that I don't need you guys because you guys can't fulfill what actually I want. What I'm going through, you guys don't have solutions to them.
Wow.
And it is a withdrawn teenager, never call it teenage tantrums. It is one of the greatest signs that something is not okay. I have talked with them. I've had the privilege. I did a lot of high school ministry.
Yes.
And in high school ministry is where you could meet them and they would tell you, you know, I hate my mom with a passion.
Oh my
But
goodness.
when I am home, I have to be this good girl because we have a rapport to, you know, and they will tell you that anytime I look like my mother, and because of that, I hate myself. Because I hate my mom, but I look like her. So what do? I hate myself even more. And you will notice withdrawn children are usually a sign of, you know, something is not right. And they cannot vocalize it, and they don't know who to vocalize it. And at times they tend to find men, if they are ladies, who now they can pour out their hearts to. And now in the process of pouring their hearts is,
taken advantage.
you know, Akio, anytime a woman offloads stuff from her soul to a man,
Yes.
they always naturally, unconsciously don't know that they're opening a vacuum for this guy to fill it. So he will either fill it with love, which will also end with
Character development.
Character development comes later when this person notices that I have overloaded too much and I'm not getting the help that I want.
Oh
So they
my
switch
goodness. This conversation, that's why this conversation is going 3 parts. Last weekend, this weekend, and next weekend, we are still going to be unpacking this.
And if I may just add before you continue, part of interpersonal loneliness is experienced, I'm pro-marriage, is in marriage, where you have a couple that are always together, always seen together, worse off if they are YouTube celebrities, influencers. So now what happens is they look so nice when we look at Pastor Munene, Mr. Munene, Pastor Munene, we are like, God, this is the couple. But if you look at them, at times because of things that are happening between them, they are never together. They can even dress, you know, matching, but they are not together.
Emotionally.
And many marriages are in that state, where we at home, I lost a friend of mine in February, and this lady killed herself actually, and she was found 6 days later after she had killed herself. And by the time they were doing investigation and they found the letter, they noticed that this lady has been talking a lot about her marriage and about her abusive husband, but no one was listening. And you know, pastor's wife, you expect her to be all nice and you know, but she was dying slowly. And finally they came and found her dead in her house. And it was so painful because I was like, many people are in such situations. And if you are in such a situation, maybe you're a teenager or you're a wife or you're a husband, get someone to talk to.
Absolutely, I agree. Find someone to talk to. Find someone to talk to. Let's do something really quick, a quick fire here. Finish the sentence, okay? Yes. Loneliness is hardest when?
When you're alone.
People misunderstand loneliness as
pride.
The most dangerous type of loneliness is?
Interpersonal loneliness.
Connection fails when?
Emotionally, you're not connected.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if someone is watching us right now and feels this kind of loneliness right
Yeah.
now and what they're
Yes.
going through, they can reach you guys, right?
Oh, yes.
Please tell us what they can do, the first steps that they can do real quick as we wind up, and also how they can be able to reach you to continue this conversation.
For me, you can reach me on all my socials. King Sam Sengo is the name. Inbox me, we'll talk.
Fantastic.
Wow. I just want to say that there's nothing, nobody is cemented in every challenge that you have in this life. You need to know that people are there to help you, and there's nothing new that you're going through that someone else has never gone through. And so you need to have an open mind and heart to make sure that you get the right person who can be able to help you, because we are also a product of being helped by other people. And I want to say that loneliness is real, and it can get any person, whether you are a child, a teenager, you know, married person, single, widowed, you know, even when you are old at 70, 80 years, loneliness can get you. My number is 0712-265-746 if you want to get me. And also it's important for you to know that we also have a medical center at Kasarani, Seasons Stage, and that's where I am from Monday to Saturday. I treat men. My clients are more men. So if you're there and you are struggling with erectile dysfunction, you have premature ejaculation, you had done masturbation and you have side effects, anything involving sexuality, or women who are suffering with infertility, anything involving sexuality, Pastor Sue is the person to see. Before I became a pastor, I've been in the medical field for over 25 years. And when you call that number, you're going to get me, 0712-265-746. Feel free to call me. It's private and confidential. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, what a winding up that has. Thank you so much, Pastor Sam Sengo. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Pastor
so much,
Sue,
Raquel,
for your insights and for your wisdom and gems, and sharing also your contacts so that people can be able to reach you.
Yes.
I think loneliness does not discriminate. It attacks anyone and everyone. And so you're not alone as much as you may feel like you're alone. And we are so excited because we're going to be continuing this conversation next weekend as well, as we continue unpacking the different types of loneliness. Today, I think we've touched on interpersonal, and then we've also touched on cultural loneliness. So there's more for us to learn, and I think we're in a good place when our minds are opened up to understand these things that affect us every single day. That wraps up TV 47 Prime. My name is Wakio Mzenge. Our sign language interpreter is Rhoda Nyamai, and as usual, good night.